I came from a well-to-do family, and I was the daddy, I want this kind of girl. I had the privilege of going out with meeting friends, going for parties. Well, not so much of the, sorry, kind of party. I had a good life, that's for sure. I had a good childhood growing up. I was really grateful, but I didn't know what I had. Things changed when the company that my dad worked for went bankrupt. I just completed my SPM, and my sister is still going through UPSR. One day my dad gently told my sister and I that he has to go down to Penang for work, and it'll be great that I tag along. And I thought it was just for a little while, where in a few months we would come back home and things would be normal. But it wasn't like that at all. We were all living in separate homes. We had a call from the owner. My dad didn't pay rent for about 5 months. I lost my friends. I don't get to study, and I lost my house. I can't even have a place to hide in. It made me feel really, really upset, that's for sure. I felt really depressed. My dad took the car down to Penang, so basically my mom and my sister is left with nothing. Finally, we do have a family that actually, decided to take care of them. So that's why things weren't so stressful on our side. My dad got a job up on Penang Hill as an audio tour manager, whereby he sells audio guides to tourists. And knowing the kind of job he has to do, I didn't want him to shoulder it on his own. It was really, really interesting that I got the chance to work with my dad, and it was hard at the same time. It's practically like you're begging people to buy the audio guide. All the crowds that comes in, and we just approach each and every one. You explain the life out of you, and next thing you know, they'll say thank you. The moment when they walk away, that is the most painful thing ever. That certain amount of the percentage, we get to keep it. It's not as much as you think it is. It would be as low as 5 ringgit per day. So there was one time I remembered we had to share a small plate of Char Kuey Teow, because it was only about 4 ringgit 50 cents. My dad would give me more and he would take just a little bit from it. But I'll always make sure that we both get our fair share. My dad and I used to live in a small hotel somewhere in Georgetown, and we used to share a bed. And my dad was kind enough to place like a few pillows in between the both of us, and an extra bolster just so that he could give me my space and he has his. So that is why I got really frustrated, because I ended up on an island and not in the city. I wasn't living the life. Finally, my dad took the courage to sit down and have a chat with me. He kept saying that he failed as a father and that he wasn't doing his best and he's a total failure. I told him that I would never ask for a better father. So the company that my dad worked for got us, my family and I, an apartment. The best feeling ever is that we get to see each other again. We get to physically be there for each other, There was a point where I wanted to do music, share my stories through my music. I have to say, the pay was really good. It got my family through. Finally get to take them out for a fancy dinner, and I got them a fridge. And we even have a couch at home now. That feels so good. Each and every one of us are in our own battleground. And sometimes you are a Lone Ranger, but that does not mean that you're weak. You would have to enhance all your ability, your senses like 10 times more, and that actually makes you even more stronger if you're going through things alone.